Good evening and welcome to the November 1st, 2022 meeting of the Fitchburg City Council. I now call this meeting to order. Please be advised that FATV is conducting audio and video recording of this meeting for public broadcast, and I ask that anyone else in the audience who is recording this meeting to please identify themselves for the record now by standing and stating your name and city of residence. Seeing none, at this time I ask that all electronic devices be placed into silent mode. Councillor Di Natale, would you please lead us in salute to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, if you would please call the roll.
Councillor Di Natale.
Here.
Councillor Fleming.
Here.
Councillor Green.
Here.
Councillor Schultz.
Here.
Councillor Squalia.
Present.
Councillor Dan Hazinger.
Here.
President Zarella.
Here.
Councillor Boschman.
Present.
Councillor Kuchar.
Here.
Councillor Cragen. Councillor Cruz.
Here.
10 members present.
Thank you very much. The public had been advised to contact the clerk's office regarding comments of no more than 2 minutes. We have one registrant. Ms. Jacobson, I have just activated your feed. You are muted on your end, but you may address the council when ready.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can.
Oh, okay. I just want to speak. I am in favor of the change at the Board of Health. I couldn't make it in person. We are looking at a charter change that was written in 1915. A lot has changed since then, and we want something that represents those changes. We want something that represents the people of the city of Fitchburg. What was said last meeting was insulting to all the people who supported medical freedom and an insult to the people of Fitchburg, stating that you don't think that we can vote on our own Board of Health members. Some of you didn't even want to look into options. Mr. Zarella, you should be ashamed of yourself for lumping all the parents with kids of special needs, medical conditions, who spoke up at the Board of Health meetings, or all the people that were fighting for medical freedoms, lumping us into people that think there's, I think you put it, microchips in the vaccine or something, but that's extremely insulting. You can support medical freedom and other treatments and not believe in the stuff that you mentioned. We deserve a Board of Health that will listen to the people and be held accountable. So we do want a little bit more accountability and to make it a voting position. And the last thing is, we went to a lot of the school committee hearings where the Board of Health tried to take over the school committee hearings. They wouldn't let the people speak, and then they tried to vote without the school committee. And I believe one of the meetings, the mayor had to step in and actually stop them and say it's a dual meeting and to fix that. So yes, it's clear that this Board of Health, voting Board of Health members don't want to hear from the people. And they don't care about the school committee, and they don't care about the people of Fitchburg. So again, our stance and my stance is that we would like the Board of Health as a voting position.
Thank you very much. All right, anyone in the audience wishing to speak may approach the center podium, identify yourself by name and city of residence, and the agenda item on which you wish to speak, and you may address the council for not more than 2 minutes.
Jacqueline Wetchie, Fitchburg resident, speaking on agenda item numbers 2, 5, and 8. Please reappoint all 3 individuals to the Human Rights Commission. From attending several of their meetings, I know that this is a great commission of all Fitchburg residents. They welcome public participation and comment and work to resolve issues for us. They do not look down on us or disparage us. It makes a big difference when the people on boards and commissions live in the community. The principle of government of the people, by the people, and for the people is one we should follow with all our boards and commissions. Fitchburg residency is key to that. One of the commission members, Jamie Darkangelo, is a nurse with years of experience, including serving our most vulnerable populations. He indicated at a recent Human Rights Commission meeting that he would be willing to serve on the Board of Health. He could sit on both bodies. Another member of the Human Rights Commission is also on the school committee, for instance. There are many qualified individuals in our city of over 40,000 people willing and able to serve on our boards. The members of the Human Rights Commission are shining examples of public service and of the great citizen-friendly approach we get with fellow city residents. It is time to set aside the elitist idea that the people of Fitchburg are not good enough or smart enough or qualified enough to govern ourselves. We are, we always have been, and we always will be. Accordingly, I ask that you vote in favor of petition 255-22. If you let us elect our Board of Health, we'll choose good people, and you won't have to do end runs around city ethics laws as Steve Curry is proposing.
Good evening. My name is Jean Robbie. I'm here on behalf of 255-22. I'm in favor of it. I find this appropriate. Freedom is a fragile thing. It is just a fight for, it is to fight for and defend constantly by each generation. The truth is our freedoms are online. The system is about turning neighbors against neighbors and about division, which you have done here in this town. Keeping us divided so we don't realize you're chipping away at our freedoms and liberties. You talk nonsense at us knowingly. Excuse me, I have a cold. Claiming we must be stupid, too stupid to vet or vote where we have the right to do so. Meanwhile, you're taking our rights as parents because it's all about power for you. The only way you can get more power is by taking from someone else, us, the parents. But we still have our Constitution that you keep trying to dissolve. Look at us. We are the people who elected you. We are who your power comes from. You work for us, a government for the people, by the people. Of the people, by the people, and for the people. You need to stay out of our homes, churches, health care, and our children's education, because what you all teach is really social engineering. History is being rewritten. Biology is being redefined, and right and wrong are being erased. Our children do not belong to you or the government, and neither does our country. The United States of America belongs to its citizens, we the people, and to every man, woman, and child. It is our inalienable right to be able to vote for our health, as well as the Board of Health, who looks over us. You said it will be a lot of work for the committee to change from appointed to elected by the people. Then please get busy. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'd just like to note for the record, because I know that we have some clock watchers on who view the council recordings, that I decided to give the resident a little bit of extra time in consideration of her respiratory difficulties. If all have been heard, we will move on to the report of the Appointments Committee. Councillor Kuchar.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Appointments Committee met earlier today to take up reappointments to the Human Rights Commission. First one, term to expire October 1st, 2025. Hafsa Asfa, he was approved unanimously. Second, term to expire September 1st, 2025. Jamie DiArcangelo, which was also approved unanimously. And term to expire May 1st, 2025, Krista Ford Rhodes, also which was approved unanimously.
Move to accept the report.
Second.
I have a motion and second. If there is no objection, it is approved. Next, we have the report of the Committee on Records. Councillor Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. President. The records appear to be in order.
Move the committee report on records be accepted. Second.
I have a motion and second. If there is no objection, the report of the Committee on Records is approved. We have communications from His Honor the Mayor, 5 reappointment letters. Ms. Mariah A. Pridgeon as an associate member of the Human Rights Commission, term to expire December 1st, 2024. Ms. Marianne Ashraf as an associate member of the Human Rights Commission, term to expire February 4th, 2025. Ms. Jacqueline A. Kramer as a member of the Board of Trustees of the Public Library, term to expire October 1st, 2024. Mr. Richard Liberatore as a member of the Airport Commission, term to expire July 1st, 2025. And Mr. Peter Capadagli as a member of the Planning Board, term to expire June 2027. Those all stand referred to appointments. Next, we have the report of the Legislative Affairs Committee. The committee met on October 26th and took up a single item, 255-22. Councillor Marcus DiNatale on behalf of Fitchburg resident Jacqueline Wetchy to change the method by which members of the Board of Health are chosen from appointive to elective. We heard some public comment. We debated it extensively, and ultimately it was voted to give it leave to withdraw by a vote of 3-1. I would just like to briefly note that I did not say and do not believe that everyone who is in favor of this change is, whatever word you'd like to use, a crackpot or on the level of people who believe in microchips and vaccines. I simply made the point that those people also exist and they can vote. But I do believe that the people who are, who have spoken to us about this change are sincere and well-meaning, and have, valid issues that they would like the government to address. That being said, the report is before the council.
Mr. Can I ask a question to you?
Certainly.
When I talked to Steve Cherry, he told me that the reason why we couldn't, they got 2 people, some different towns on the board, they couldn't get no volunteers. Is that true?
I don't know. You'd have to ask the mayor. I don't appoint the members of the Board of Health.
That's my only question I asked, because I was told that they would put people on from Fitchburg, but nobody volunteered for these positions.
I don't know, Councillor. Further questions or comments? Councillor DiNatale?
As the councillor who sponsored this on behalf of one of the Fitchburg residents, there has been statements made about my motivations behind this, not by any of my colleagues, but outside of council chambers. And for what it's worth, I just want to make it clear that in this particular instance, my sponsorship of this, and I made this clear in the committee meeting, was neither an endorsement or being opposed, certainly not opposed to it. I put the matter before the council because I felt that in this particular case, as I do with every case that comes before me, it more than warranted a hearing and a discussion, and that it had merit based on the fact that it is without precedent that there are many communities, not only in our Commonwealth, but throughout the United States, that do elect Board of Health members. So it did not come across to me as a radical proposal. I certainly did not sponsor this as retribution to any of the current members. I have no opinion of the current members, and if any of them took offense to this or anybody else took offense to this, with all due respect to them, that's their problem. That is not why I did this. I sincerely just felt that it warranted a discussion. And I just want to point out that if I, in fact, accept the committee's report tonight, which I intend to, it is also not because I necessarily agree with the statements made last week that, as to why we shouldn't look into this more seriously, and I do disagree with a lot of the statements that were made last week. I don't want it lost on anybody that, per the solicitor's opinion to the council and some research that I've done, that whether the council endorses this or not is irrelevant. It requires a charter commission and a charter change. And therefore, whether we endorse it or not, it does not stop any residents in our city from getting 15% of registered voters' signatures on a petition that's about a little under 4,000 people to establish a charter commission in this city to review changes like this, or if the avenue were to be taken to submit a home rule petition before the state legislature. There are two other ways to have this happen if the people of this city are that serious about it and believe in it, irrespective of what we do tonight. So we could vote for this petition, we could vote against it. It's really, it has no weight. It really comes down to a grassroots effort to change the charter. We cannot change the charter. It's either got to be an initiative driven by the voters, or it goes through the state legislature as a home rule petition. So I just want to make that crystal clear that, at least where I sit, it's not an opposing viewpoint or a pro viewpoint. It really is irrelevant what I think, even though I felt that the petition had merit enough to even discuss it. But, I mean, it's the will of the council, but I just wanted the public to understand that regardless of what we do tonight, it requires a charter change. So it does not need our approval or disapproval. Thank you.
And I'd just like to note, because the obvious follow-up question would be, how would that process proceed? The solicitor and I have been working on a very detailed overview of various types of petitions and their requirements, which will be placed on file with the clerk's office in the very near future. I'm sorry, we can't take questions from audience. Maybe a week or two. I don't want to overpromise, but
well, I've left it. We've got it with the clerk's office now. I wanted them to review it and make sure it was understandable and it was easy for everyone who reads it to apply it. And then we're going to take comments from them, and then we'll be able to.
So we're in our final round of revisions.
We're literally on the finish line of this.
Councillor Squalia?
Just on that note, when the information is finalized, it will be sent to the whole council?
Of course. Okay. Councillor Green?
Yes, I would just like to point out that, as Councillor Di Natale said, this is our job, is to bring petitions forward like this that, I mean, the residents certainly can go to the city clerk's office and bring forth petitions, but this gives an opportunity for us all to hear the effort, the concern that residents have one way or another. This could be people that are opposed to how we do it now versus, making a change. So this is exactly what we as councilors are supposed to do and the means by which we do it. So I commend the effort by wanting to have such strong views on this. If there are openings on these boards and commissions where you have such a passion about it, I would most definitely put your name in to be a member of that commission or that board. So that, it's always supposed to be about balance. We're supposed to bring balance to this community, and if it's one way or another, we need to offset that somehow. So don't give up hope on us, that we're not out there working for you every day. I think people's health is of utmost privacy and of utmost concern for this community. So I commend your effort. I'm not sure that this will, make it past the Legislative Affairs Committee, but we'll see what happens. But I want to thank you for taking the time. You've spoke very passionately and brought up good points about, the concerns that you have. So thank you for that.
Further questions or comments from councilors?
Move to accept the committee's report.
Second.
I have a motion and second to accept the committee's report. Speaking on the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
In opposition? Passes unanimously. We have the report of the Public Works Committee. Councilor Schultz?
Yeah, we met on October 25th, 2022, and we took up the following petitions. 25822, Councilor Sam Squalier and Bernie Schultz on behalf of Janet Rivera to remedy the sidewalk area in front of 367 Water Street per the following. Remove the existing tree that is causing significant sidewalk heaving. Repair the sidewalk to allow for accessible access. Repoint the mortar joints on the granite block wall in that area. And the committee voted 3-1 that we amended the petition to just remove the tree and repair the sidewalk. The owner is going to be responsible for repointing the granite block wall. 25922, Councilor Sam Squalier suggested amendments to the Main Street Boulder Drive layout. And you've been handed a copy of the Public Work Committee meeting minutes, and I won't go into every amendment. I'll just say that we approved amendments 2, 3, 8, and 10, and that amendments 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9 were given leave to withdraw by the committee. We had 3 other petitions that were held, 08920, 09322, and 24322. The first 2 were held pending a traffic study, and that traffic study has been completed. Commissioner Erickson has the report, but he didn't, it was just in draft form, so he said he would hold it until the next meeting. And 24322, about the yield sign, the corner of Monroe Street and Fairbanks, that was held pending review by the Public Safety Committee.
Move to accept the Public Works Committee report, excluding 25922.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed one. 24422. Hold on, Council Squire. We had another one that was also held pending review by the Public Service Committee. That was Councilor Cruz's no parking from here to the corner from on Hancock and Summer Street. So, sorry, I missed that one.
Move to accept the Public Works Committee report, excluding 25922.
Do I have a second?
Yes, second.
I have a motion and seconds to accept the report excluding 25922. If there is no objection, it is unanimously approved.
I would like to move that we hold 25922 pending review by Public Safety.
Second.
I have a motion and second. On the motion?
I would also like to request where we, on that petition, where Council Squalier suggested the amendments, throughout the meeting, she said it was the public who really wanted to know. So I think it would be important to have the public, the actual people who are asking for these amendments, show up at the meeting. I don't know if that is something that we can do.
It's not something we can compel, but we can certainly invite them to
Or at
show
least
up and
have
speak.
names so we have somebody to put to the changes instead of just the public.
Councilor Giannicelli?
Did the committee send, was this sent to Public Safety?
Yes.
It was also sent there, right?
Yes, it was set there, and it's going to Public Safety.
On November 15th.
So why would we hold a Public Works Committee report when it's already before Public Safety?
I think the intention is that we hold it to await the results of the public safety review.
Is the Public Works Committee decisions going to change based on what happens in public safety, since they've already...
The decision of the council on whether to abide by the Public Works recommendations may. I would suggest that we, rather than hold, that we instead accept the report without action pending the report of public safety.
I revise my motion to that.
Do I have a second for the revised?
Second.
All right. Go ahead, Councilor.
My only reason I'm asking is maybe this is a general issue with committees, when they go to multiple committees. I think we've had these issues in the past where we have two committees working on the same stuff, have varying viewpoints or different reports that we then have to conference and merge together. So, I mean, I guess this is a point maybe in the future. Maybe we should be more prudent on if it requires multiple committee reviews, maybe we just do council as a whole, so we avoid that. I understand that if we hold it and wait for the safety report, now we're going to have two separate reports that may be different. And then we're going to have to, as a full council, reconcile it.
Right.
So instead of two committees, one, kill two birds with one stone, whatever, it's fine. Yeah,
It's a thing to keep in mind. Certainly, we have noted plenty of issues in the past with joint referrals. There isn't a super clean and convenient option for that, but we'll keep working on it. In the meantime, I have a motion and second to accept the report without action as to 25922. If there is no objection, all right, the report is accepted and will be filed, but without legislative action on its recommendation as to that single item. Next, we have orders finance. There are several, so if there is no objection, I will waive the reading, and they will all stand referred to finance. This is 26022 through 26622. Seeing no objection, thank you, Councillor. Seeing no objection, we will waive the reading, and they all stand referred to finance. Next, we have an ordinance in first reading to amend Chapter 181.313 industrial section of the Section 181.313 Table of Principal Use Regulations. This is the item that I have been recusing myself from consistently, so I will continue to do so. Vice President Van Hazinga?
Pot thing, right?
The chair is yours.
Thank you, Mr. President.
That's the pot thing.
Yes, the marijuana delivery.
Delivery.
So we have petition ordinance 26822, an ordinance to amend chapter 181.313 industrial section of the Table of Principal Use Regulations. This concerns the inclusion of marijuana courier and marijuana courier operators to operate in the city, which is a new development from the CCC allowed statewide.
Make a motion, we accept.
Second.
Motion second. Is there any opposition? All right, so all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? One in opposition. Thank you. Mr. President?
Yes, Fleming's in opposition. So it was 8-1. Casella.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice President. And then we have petition 26722, Board of Health Director Steve Curry to designate the Board of Health as special municipal employees pursuant to General Laws, Chapter 268A, Section 20D. That stands referred to Legislative Affairs. That concludes our business items. I have a few announcements. The next meeting of the Widowed Helping Widowed Support Group will take place on Thursday, November 3rd from 4 until 5:30 p.m. in room 203 at the Fitchburg State University Recreation Center, 130 North Street. Kelly Lynn and Bernie Schultz will co-facilitate the meeting. Councillor Amy Green, President of the Fitchburg Historical Society, invites you to our third Fitchburg Trivia Night, Saturday, November 5th at 6 p.m. at the Fitchburg Historical Society, 781 Main Street. The theme for this event is Turkey Day. We will focus our history questions about the long-standing football rivalry between Fitchburg and Leominster throughout the years. A pasta dinner is included in the $25 cover charge. Visit the website to purchase tickets. Fitchburg Historical... Oh, that's already on there. And then the city clerk would like to remind all voters that in-person early voting for the November 8th state election is going on through Friday, November 4th, 8:30 to 4:30 p.m. here in the Legislative Building. And that concludes our agenda for the evening.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
I have a motion and second to adjourn. There being no objection, we are adjourned.
Thank you.